There we go.
There we go. We see you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Allan, how are you this morning or afternoon where you are?
It's afternoon. One second. It's afternoon right now. In Kigali. We're at the convention part of the business forum, the Commonwealth Business Forum. It's very hot, and I have a suit, so bear with me.
You have to look good, man. Don't worry about the heat outside.
Yeah.
Beauty has pain with it. But we really wanna know about your experience, Allan. I know we have you here, and you had to try buy this internet time and all these different things. So we're thankful for you making the time, borrowing a computer and all these things just to make this interview possible. And we want to first talk about, what has been your experience like thus far in this overall forum. I know you've spoken at the forum as well, but we want to talk about just your individual experience and then what you were talking about. Share with us some of those sentiments.
Oh, yeah, well, the whole thing has been a really amazing experience from the time I landed, right? It was very rigorous. The schedule is very, rigid. Meetings every day. But apart from that, it's been an awesome conference. I mean, it's not boring. I can't say it's boring. It's very interactive. Well, the mayor is here. The mayor gave an awesome speech just now, about an hour ago. And he also did a panel yesterday. I did a panel day before. I launched a new network on Sunday as well, the new Commonwealth Youth for Sustainable Urbanization, which is funded by the Prince Foundation. I actually met the Prince this morning, Prince Charles of Wales.
Oh, nice.
It was really, really interesting. So we're at his booth right now. This is because they're funding our network, and he's big on urbanization. So it's quite an experience.
Could you give us
a lot. It's a lot.
Give us some of the
highlights
of these urbanization talks.
Sorry, bring that back, please.
Could you give us some of the highlights of this urbanization talks?
Oh, well, our network, the entire purpose of the network is having youth involvement within urbanization in most cities, right? The Commonwealth projects that most of the urbanization that will happen will be within the Commonwealth countries, right? So it's very important that we move forward in a sustainable manner, right? So the network brings across young professionals working in urbanization. So we have city planners, we have engineers, architects, me as a local government rep on the policy side, a real mix of all these young professionals who are very qualified and very passionate about what they do. And I just got the chance to meet them formally in person. We have been on Zoom meetings for quite some time. So it's nice. I mean, it's a new network being launched within the Commonwealth. They have the business forum, the youth forum, the women's forum. So this is a network in itself, right? And we were accepted well, welcomed. Everybody is very interested. Right now, we have 430 people sending in applications of interest, right? Expressions of interest to be involved within the network. So it's very amazing across the Commonwealth, the engagement that we have been getting so far.
Wow, I'm loving the applications. I'm loving people are just catching on to it. So I know it's very fresh and new, but you've been, like you mentioned, you've had Zoom meetings. You're talking about this. Where do you foresee this network taking Belize specifically?
Well, I must say, guys, Belize is a big hit out here. Every time I say Belize, everybody is like, they heard about it but never been, right? Especially a lot of the African countries who are present here today. A lot of people are taking interest in Belize about where it is and whatever. And they are very interested in the fact that we have a 27-year-old deputy mayor. I think that's blowing everybody's mind right now. And so that's cool as well. But we do plan on having a workshop in country soon. And I'm talking to my team to trying to get that arranged and to see how we can bring some of the frameworks and the toolkits that we have present and applying that to Belize, kind of like an action strategy to see how we could, implement some of these items that we have and not just have the network be something that we knowledge-based.
Yes.
Have some sort of action as well. Because, you know, youth groups and all these forums, it's a lot of talk, right?
Oh, yes.
But we want to have an action plan. We want to have tangible things coming out of the network so that we could, you know, the next time we have Chogum actually come and say, all right, this is what we did in Belize with some of the toolkits that were given to us by the Commonwealth. So that is something that I'm working on with my colleagues as well. And they're very excited to come to Belize, and definitely we'll have Channel 7 involved and some of the other stakeholders involved when that process happens.
Mobilize these young people, Allan. I'm loving it.
For sure.
We don't talk just
sure. That's
talk,
what we're
we
here
walk
for.
the walk, man. I'm loving this in so many ways.
Sure.
Because he's right. Like, you go to all of these forums and we talk and we say, we'll do all of this and we'll do this and that.
Yeah.
He's saying right
Always
now,
the
we will
case.
do this. We're going to actually have the young people. We're going to create an action plan and see how we can mobilize young people all across the country for make something happen.
That, Renata, to me, is the true measure of our success, right? Whether we go forward, whether we get funded or not, is dependent on what we can do as young people, not what we know. Because we all know, everybody knows something, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But what we could get done, most important, that's important to me.
So we understand that Dominique was there with you as well, Dominique Norales.
Yes.
Could you give us how was that experience with her and what she had to speak about?
Actually, when I said Dominique, that was like the best thing ever, you know, being this far and finding another Belizean is one of the greatest things, right? So I kind of cling down to Dominique, who has like real experience dealing with these conferences and youth groups nationally, right? I mean, globally. So she actually did an interview on BBC, which was featured. I listened to it, I think, about 2 days ago, and she actually spoke well about the country. She gave me a feature in there as well. She did an amazing job. And seeing her involved in a lot of the breakout sessions that we had in the youth forum, she was actually a mediator and all of that. So Dominique is doing big things out there as well. I think she already left. But yeah, Dominique is doing her thing, and I'm just proud to see it, proud to see her out here doing it. And hopefully we get more Belizeans at Chogum next year. It's amazing to see us out here representing.
Definitely. I'm really happy to see her out there too as well. I saw her do a little Instagram thing where she was videoing Allan talking, right? But Allan, apparently there was some gentleman in the background who think he may get video too as well, right? And he took out a lead tongue hand and doing a lead funny gesture thing. It was so funny, but I love to see when young people can come and talk the talk and have the hard conversations, but enjoy themselves too as well. We need the representation, and great to see you guys are in the different meeting rooms and talking and getting to know, you know, what are the networks out there? How can we partner with people? And like you said, people are going to be coming to Belize too, and sell with, man. Sell with, be the ambassador for Belize as much as you can when you're over there.
Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Definitely what it's about.
I understand the Prime Minister was there as well. What were his conversations like, if you were able to tune into his conversations?
Just a little while ago. Could you tell us about what?
Yeah, well, his main agenda was the Commonwealth involvement and local government involvement from a city standpoint, and some of the challenges as mayor and some of the challenges that Commonwealth countries alike are having in respect to their municipality. I know he spoke about decentralization of powers, having the municipality taking on some of the burdens from government that the city should be in control of, and that's something that he speaks passionately about. And he was speaking strongly about that today, and everybody could relate. A lot of the municipalities could relate. A lot of the mayors that were here, you know, they fully agree. And yes, he spoke about informal developments and keeping up with urbanization within his city. So he had quite a lot to say, and I must say that he represented us well, and he spoke a lot about the sustainable development goals, that the targets that we're trying to meet in respect to fulfilling the UN's agenda and fulfilling the Commonwealth's agenda as well.
Calling to action for sustainable urbanization, man. You go, Mayor.
I mean,
Yeah, call to action. That's what it's about, action.
I mean, it's just beautiful to see Belize being represented so well on these platforms. I mean, 27-year-old deputy mayor, look at that. And then when they say Belize, everybody like, oh.
Everybody go off and like, ah!
Yeah.
We're showing them that we can do it. Remember, majority of our population, about 70%, are young people. So it's great to have representation like Allan over there, like Dominique over there, because we have to have the people that are the majority there standing up and saying, you know, we're here, we need this, X, Y, and Z, this is what happened, let's see how we can solve it.
Yeah.
So we're extremely proud of you, Allan. Thank you so much for representing us.
Thank you so much.
We're going to get a
Thank you so
conversation
much,
with you about, you know, your recent network and also having a call to action for young people and every single thing. So remember, we want to be included in it, and we're right behind you, supporting you 100%.
Yes, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the feature as well. The country, I believe the country needs to know, you know, what's happening outside, you know. A lot of times people they go up on a trip, but we don't know what happened, we don't know what they want. It's like, everybody loves to travel. Oh man, you know, we actually try to get some stuff done.
I just got syndrome, plain Batty syndrome.
And I also want to thank the Commonwealth Secretariat, the ComSec, for funding my entire trip. You know, I'm very appreciative for the hospitality that I received in Rwanda. I no complaints at all on that part, so I really want to thank ComSec. Use this opportunity to thank them for the opportunity.
No, but by all means, you have to tell the people what the fun is there because I'm there.
Yeah.
So,
correct.
We know you're going to be catching your flight midnight, like you said. So we're wishing you safe travels.
Journeys, yes.
Wherever. You know, you're coming back to Belize, right?
Yeah. Go home.
I just to check. So.
Man have work for do.
Man have work for do. You know, you just had a whole conversation,
exactly.
all kind of stuff. And if you put that work now, write down and report. So safe travels to you, Allan, and thank you again for having this interview with us. All the best.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. See you soon.
See you soon, yes.